Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a speed reviews for you guys. So I'm going to be going over all of the products that I've been testing out lately, giving you my reviews and sharing my thoughts. So let's dive straight in and we'll start with the largest product here. So this is the Cab Cosmetics Volume 1 Contour Palette. I got this in a boxy charm. I have most of these products on my face today, so I did kind of bronze with this palette. So I think to call this a contour palette is a stretch. This is a face palette, okay? So most of the colors in here, like these, especially these first four, are really more face powders or for brightening, or you've got a yellow here to sort of neutralize purple undertones underneath of the eyes. And then you've got some darker shades here, but really only these two, even on my fair skin, maybe this one, like maybe these three work as bronzers. Definitely not contour colors. None of these are cool toned enough to contour with. I used these two shades for the most part as my bronzer today, and I do really like this palette. So for me, as somebody who is like a working makeup artist, I do makeup on clients, this palette is useful to me. I will use it for that reason, because rather than having a bunch of separate like setting powders in different shades, this palette will work for me kind of in that way. All of these colors can be used basically as like face powders, setting powders, that type of thing. However, like I said, it's advertised, it says right on the back contour. I don't think that this is a contour palette. I think this is like a face palette. So I'm not sure what I think there was a deeper toned one. I'm not sure what the tones were like in that one, if they were more contour appropriate, but this lighter version really doesn't work as a contour palette in my opinion. However, like I said, it's great for me as somebody who does makeup on other people. I'll get a lot of use out of this, but I think if you're somebody who's just buying makeup to use on yourself, I don't think that this is going to be the palette for you. Okay, sticking in with the makeup, I have this little palette here. So this is the Seraphine Botanicals Primrose and Cream Lip and Cheek Cream Palette. Again, got this in a boxy charm. I really like this. This performs so beautifully. I don't have this one on today. I have another one that I'm going to talk to you about in a minute. I love this. This applies so easily, so beautifully. It has that kind of balmy texture. It doesn't lift up my foundation underneath of it. I find that's something I really struggle with cream blushes in particular. I can apply this with my fingers. I can apply it with a brush. I can apply it with a sponge. It's very, very user-friendly. I think the tones in here are really beautiful, very different from anything else I had in my collection. Everything else I had prior to this was very pink. These lean slightly more like neutral or warm toned, and I just think they're so beautiful. This is a really nice addition to my collection. I'm really, really enjoying it. I have put this into my winter Shop My Stash. I'm planning to get a lot of use out of this over the winter. Really, really enjoying this. So if you got this in a boxy charm and you haven't used it yet, dig it out. It's great. If you've been eyeing it or you've seen it come in on like boxy pop-up sales, I do really recommend this one. I think it's really nice. Another cream blush I've been testing out is this little deluxe sample size from Rare Beauty. This is their, I think it's called the Soft Pinch blushes. It's too tiny to put the name on it. I have the shade Grace. This is what I have on for blush today. I find this much harder to work with than something like this. I'm discovering in trying different cream or liquid blush formulas that I really prefer this more like balmy in a pan type of format to this like liquid format. So I've tried this quite a few different ways. I have tried like dotting it on and then tapping it in. It's a bit difficult to blend in that way. It really wants to stay in those like dots. How I applied it today was I put some on my hand and then I dipped a brush into it and stamped it on. And I think that's the best way for me. You could do it that way as well with a sponge. And I think that's probably the best way to use it. However, I still found it to be more difficult to blend out than something like this. And I also do find that it picks up some of the foundation underneath. So I have a couple of pigmentation spots here and here, and I find I'm seeing those popping through the blush more so than with other formulas that I find are easier to work with. So if you've been eyeing these Rare Beauty liquid blushes and you don't have a lot of experience with cream products, I would say stay away from them. I would say go with the ones that are in like the little pots or the pans rather than these liquid ones. I know that these have gotten really good reviews, but I just don't think they're as user-friendly as something like this. However, I will say I think this has more lasting power than something like this. I do find with this one, I see that rosiness on the cheeks throughout the whole day. It doesn't fade as much as these more balmy ones, which you really do have to kind of set down with a powder or a powder blush or something like that to kind of lock it in. I've been also testing out the Saie highlighter. This is the Glowy Supergel in the shade Starglow. I got this in a holiday set not too long ago, and I think this is probably my least favorite product that I got in that set. So far, I've been loving most of the things that I received in that little set. This is, first of all, it smells really bad. It has a very, it has like a very like plasticky, chemically smell. It looks nice on the hand, but I can't get it to look like that on my face. When I apply it over top of makeup, like over top of cream products like my cream blush and my foundation, it really breaks apart all of my foundation, my blush, my concealer, and everything, and creates like bald spots right here, which obviously is not ideal. It's really nice on the hand. Like if you're looking for a highlight to use on bare skin, I think this probably would work really well for you. I think it looks really nice on, like I said, just bare skin. But over top of other products, I just don't think it plays very well with other products. I've tried applying it over top of my cream products and then powder afterwards. I've tried applying it over powder. I've tried applying it under my foundation. And that's what I did today. I applied it underneath and I don't think you can even see it. Like it just covered completely. So I just haven't really found a way that I love this other than just on bare skin. And truly for me personally, if I'm not wearing makeup, I'm not going in with a highlighter. Like if I'm not wearing makeup, I'm not bothering with anything. So that's just me. If you're a bare-faced beauty and you like to just do minimal but have some shine, this might be okay for you. I've been testing out the Merit mascara. I did a full face of Merit Beauty not too long ago. I'll link that video in the description box down below. This is what the wand looks like. Very standard, like natural bristle wand. I'm really liking this. So I wanted to test it out for a little while because you know how mascaras can really change the longer you have them open. And I do find that this builds a little bit better now that it's been open for a while than it did on like my first impressions. However, I don't feel like this gives me the volume that I'm looking for when I'm really doing my makeup, you know? So I really like this. I use it on my bottom lashes. So I have it on my bottom lashes right now. And I think it looks really nice. It gives them more volume than the CoverGirl one that I normally use, but it really does stay in place. I haven't had any issues with this giving me like the raccoon eye. I have a big issue with that. That's like the number one problem I have with mascaras is that they transfer underneath of my eyes. I just like hit myself in the nose with that. Did you see that? Pretend you didn't. So I really like that about it, and I really like this on like my no makeup days when I don't want like a ton of volume. I just want to darken my lashes and I just know that it's going to stay in place. I really like this for that. But right now, like on a day like today where I've done like a wing and I've got like a full face of makeup on, I'm still using my Iconic London mascara on my top lashes, and then I'm using this one on the bottoms. So if you're looking for more length, less volume, I think you'd really like this, and it does stay in place really well. So the foundation I have on my face today is this one here. So this is the Trestique foundation stick. I have the shade Cape Cod Stone. I've been testing this one out for a while. I don't have the Merit one to review for you guys because I've been testing this one out, and I think this is just okay. I will say I love that this is refillable. I think Trestique does a really good job of doing like Very consistent packaging. They've really leaned into this like crayon style of packaging, which I like. I love when a brand has like continuity across the board in terms of their packaging. It has a little sponge on one end, which I will never use. It's like very firm and small. I don't really know what you'd use that for. But the stick itself, I have it on today. I think it looks fine. I don't think it looks great. I do think that this has a tendency to enhance dry patches. So I have oily combination skin. So I do have some drier areas of my face, but I'm quite oily in the T-zone area. And especially here where I have some texture from wearing a mask all of the time, I feel like you can see how dry that area is, more so with this than I can with other foundations that I use. The other thing that I will say is I tried to build this up today to give me more medium coverage for filming, and I don't think it works as well that way. The way that I think this works the best is by applying a really glowy, really hydrating primer, and then a small amount of this as kind of a no makeup look, or a similar look that you would get with like a BB cream or something like that. Just a little bit of coverage in the areas that you need it. When you try to build up this particular foundation, it just enhances the dry patches. It kind of lays on top of the skin in a way that I don't think is super flattering. So I will continue to use this, but I'll use it in that way of like just a little bit of coverage, tiny bit sort of in the areas where I need the coverage. And I've also been testing out this product from Trestique. I got that in a BoxyCharm. I don't know if I mentioned that. I also got this in a BoxyCharm quite a while ago, actually. So when I pulled out this one to test out, I was like, oh yeah, I have a little set here. Why don't I test them out at the same time? So this is their Conceal, Cover, and Correct Crayon. And it is in the shade Porcelain. Again, there's like a tiny little sponge on one end, which I've never used. And then you've got like a crayon concealer on this end. Now, I don't like this concealer underneath of my eyes. In general, I prefer a liquid concealer underneath the eyes, not this like crayon stick style, but I do really like this for spot concealing. So I've been using this on that area where I've got redness and texture. I've been using it on my little pigmentation spots. I've got some pigmentation here on my forehead. I think it works really well for that without being like cakey and heavy. It just gives me like a little tiny extra like layer of coverage. So I do really like this one. I don't necessarily think you need to like run out and buy it. I do think for myself personally, I don't mind having like one concealer that I use under my eyes and on my blemishes, but because I have this, I'm happy to use it. I just don't know that I would like repurchase it when it's gone. I've been testing out the Covergirl Lash Blast Lash and Brow Serum for quite a while now. So this is like a growth type of product. So it's supposed to help your eyebrows and your eyelashes grow like longer and stronger and fuller and all of the things. So I started out testing this on my brows and my lashes. I choose to use it at nighttime just because I don't think my brow products would go in my brows properly with this in there. So I've been using it at night. I noticed almost immediately that it irritated my eyes, so I stopped using it on my eye area. I was not terribly surprised by that. I have had that experience before with products like this, but I've continued to use it through my eyebrows, and I do think it's made some difference. I don't think it's like, oh my gosh, night and day, I have eyebrows all of a sudden. No, I'm still drawing them on. I'm still filling them in. I'm still using like 3 different products in my eyebrows. However, I have noticed, because I do my brows every day, that I seem to have more hairs and they do seem to be thicker and somewhat darker. Again, like I say, it's subtle, but I do notice a difference. So if you've been looking at this one, it's only like $10. It's a very affordable version of this type of product. There's a ton of these out on the market. A lot of them are very expensive. I used to sell eye envy here at the salon. I think that's like one of the most effective ones that you can get, but it's like $100 a tube, you know? So something like this for me, this is great. It's giving me a little bit more in the brows than I normally have, which is really what I'm looking for. So I do like this. Don't expect miracles, but I think it's worth a shot. And of course, you have to be consistent and you have to use it over a period of time to see any difference. I've probably been using this for 2 months before I wanted to review it for you guys. I've also been testing out this lip balm. You guys saw me unbox this in my last BoxyCharm. This is the Hey Honey Trick and Treat lip balm with nourishing benefits, and this is the Berry Balm with a natural tint. So I mentioned in that video that I was excited to have this, always excited to have a lip balm. It looks like it's gonna be really dark, but it's not. It just blends into like kind of nothing, you know? Maybe it gives you like just the slightest tiny bit of a tint, but not much at all. It smells nice. It feels nice. It makes my mouth taste really weird. It's one of those lip balms where even if you're not licking your lips a lot, like I don't think I'm licking my lips a lot when I'm wearing that, but my whole mouth starts to taste strange. It tastes like weird artificial flavoring. I don't know how else to describe it. I mean, I think it's mostly natural ingredients, so it may just be because it's natural ingredients, it's kind of melting down more easily than another type of product like this. I don't love this. It's definitely not my favorite. I don't know if I'll use it. It depends on how desperate I get. If I run out of lip balm, maybe this is one that I will grab, but I'm nowhere near as excited about it as I was when I opened it in that BoxyCharm video. Okay, and lastly for makeup, I've been testing out these little sticks. So these are the Pinky Rose Pump Your Base Multi-Use Makeup Sticks. So there's 2 little sticks in here. The first one is called Hip Hop. It's this sort of concealer shade and it's like a matte finish. And then the other one is called Jazz, and it's more of like a bronzy copper that has more of a metallic finish. So I've been testing these out. I had very low expectations because I have not had great luck with shadow sticks in the past. There they are there. These are actually really nice. I was pleasantly surprised by these. So I have this concealer one on as my eyeshadow primer today. I think it works really well that way. It is a little bit dry compared to compared to my normal eyeshadow primer. It's a little bit dry on my eyelids, but it definitely keeps my makeup in place and it nicely covers all the little veins and stuff on my eyelids, which my normal eyeshadow primer doesn't. And then this color Jazz, this sort of bronzy shade, I have used this just kind of all over the lid with a little bronzer in my crease and then like blended it in with my finger, and it lasts all day. I haven't had any problem with creasing or transfer or anything weird. I was really surprised. I was happy with these. So happy to have those in my collection. Definitely, if you got those and you haven't tried them yet, give them a try. If you see them on like a BoxyCharm pop-up and you like, you know, shadow sticks, I would say go for it. They're great. Okay, I have one body product and a few skincare products. So this body product, so this is the Aromatherapy Associates Revive Body Gel. I got this in a BoxyCharm and I thought this was a body wash. It's not. It's not. It's this like weird gel. It looks like this. You can see why I would think this is a body wash, right? But no, it's not. It's like a gel with essential oils in it. It's very strange. Even the description on the back, now it is like cruelty-free and naturally sourced, vegan, you know, all those great things. But it says here, I'm gonna read you the back of it because what is this for? Like, okay. So it says, experience the refreshing and invigorating powers of grapefruit, rosemary, and juniper to even out the appearance of skin tone and texture to maintain a healthy glow. And then it says, well-being moment. Massage into your skin each day using light upward strokes to stimulate the body. Focus on areas of concern like hips, thighs, stomach, ankles, and feet. So what I took away from that is that it's supposed to improve the texture of your skin, the tone of your skin. So maybe we're using it sort of as like how you would use like a cellulite cream or something like that to sort of tighten and tone those areas, smooth them out. That best guess, right? Because it's fine. It smells nice. It has like kind of a spicy herbal scent to it. I don't find it feels like overly hydrating. I don't find it leaves the skin looking like radiant or anything like that. It is a little sticky as it dries. So like in general, this is a no for me. I'll probably use it up just because, I mean, it does smell nice, but it's definitely not like a lotion that you would put on after you shower. It's a bit of a strange product. Let me know in the comments if you got this at a BoxyCharm, what you thought of it. I felt like an idiot because I was like, oh, sweet, a body wash. No. And then just a few skincare products here. So I've been testing out the Earth Harbor Aqua Aura Reparative Eye Cream. Again, I got this in a BoxyCharm. I don't like this. I'm using it because I don't have any other eye cream on hand. It's got this weird green color to it. It's almost like a bit of a clay pasty texture. Like it's definitely a cream, but there's definitely like a, I don't know, there's like a clay quality to it. I don't find it to be overly hydrating. It's fine. I mean, it's more hydrating than not using an eye cream, but it's definitely not anything to get excited about. If I was to receive another eye cream tomorrow in a BoxyCharm or something like that, I would just replace this with something else. I don't love this. I don't recommend it. I think it's just okay. Also for the under eyes, I got this Gen Skin, it's called the Generation Skin Hydrating Marine Algae Eye Patches. Again, got these in a BoxyCharm. Again, I don't love these. I don't love these. I have had, here's why. See those little pieces? Those are pieces of the eye pads. They break, they're very flimsy, they're, here, oh my gosh. They're so slippery and like slidey and slimy and hard to apply because they just break apart in your hands. It's so annoying. So the last time I went to put one on, I ended up putting it on like in pieces and then it was just like sliding down my face. I mean, I wasn't obsessed. So because before this, I had the Wander Beauty Baggage Claim eye pads. I like those. I had the Grace and Stella ones. I liked those. I like the ones that you put them on and they stay in place and they're not friggy. Like, I don't want to mess around with this. Ain't nobody got time for that. Like, I barely use a product like this anyway, let alone one that's not user-friendly. And last but not least, this is the moisture I've been using and loving. So this is the Saturday Skin Pretty Pop Probiotic Power Whipped Cream. This is amazing. I love this so much. This is incredible. Again, got this in a BoxyCharm. It says on the jar here, unveil your luminosity. Listen. A lot of these like illuminating types of moisturizers are way too heavy for my oily combination skin type. This is like a magical texture to where it's thick and it has that like whipped cream quality to it, but it gives this glow to the skin, this luminosity to the skin, but it's not heavy. It soaks in right away. It doesn't feel heavy on my skin. My makeup lays nicely over top of it. This is like unicorn moisturizer. This is perfect for me for this time of year because I am a little bit more dry. In the winter, it's like -11 this morning. It's very cold where I live. The other thing that's interesting about this, so this is a probiotic power whipped cream. So this has encapsulated probiotics in it. So the first time that I use this, sometimes I don't read things. I just like dip my finger in and go for it. The first time I used this, I was like, what are these weird little beads in here? I don't want to waste a bunch. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to show you guys. No, I'm not going to be able to. They dissolve right away. They're these little tiny little beads in there, but as soon as you start rubbing it in, they dissolve, and that's your like probiotics. It smells like slightly citrusy, but like it doesn't smell like an added fragrance. It just smells like ingredients. This is amazing. This is a little bit more of a high-end moisturizer, but I think it's really worth it. This is one that I can use day and night. It's not so heavy that I can't use it in the day, but it's rich enough that I can use it at nighttime. It makes my skin look luminous. My makeup lays really nicely over top. It has niacinamide in there, pretty high up in the ingredient list, so I don't have to use a separate niacinamide serum. This is amazing. I love this so much. So I would highly recommend this one if you're looking for a good moisturizer. I think this would be good for basically any skin type. Yeah, love it so much. I'll have everything linked in the description box down below if you're interested. But that's all I have to share with you guys today. Those are all my reviews. This is my final speed reviews for 2021. 2022 is right around the corner. Thank God. What a year this has been. So let me know in the comments down below if you've tried any of these products or if you've been eyeing any of these. If you have any questions at all, I always love to chat with you guys in the comments down below. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon in another video. Bye.